What's going on, you lot? Midi here. So let's talk about, finally, we've unlocked our first community challenge, which is going to be the weapon trade stations that have appeared in Rebirth Island right now. Interacting with these are going to give you extra money, self-revives, really good early game loot, satchels, and early game UAV and kill streaks. The trade-off here is that you're giving away your current weapon rarity or whatever you're holding in your hand and exchanging it for items and money where they're going to give you a lower tier weapon. You can even end up with things like specialists like I did in this video. Really good for all kinds of scenarios. You could be trading off your weapon, see what the loot's going to give you. Maybe it's going to give you a position. You could get that, then use it to, move off a team that are camping at the water tower. Or maybe you could end up finding a field upgrade like a Dead Silence and then pushing teams with that. I'm going to be going over the locations of where they are, what kind of loot you can actually get, and how certain in-game events can actually impact what type of loot you can get. So I'll be covering everything for that. So as always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you get updated with anything new that comes into the game. I'm normally quick with it. Now, the locations for these weapon trade stations are going to be scattered all around Rebirth Island, and they do actually change locations every game. They can just rotate randomly, but near enough they're going to be in these same sort of areas. They're easy to spot on the map. Just open up and you're going to see the green M16 icon. That is where they are. You've got one that can appear in a stronghold, one that can appear in living station, one that appears on either side of the new boats that have been added into the game, one that's in between the Nova 6 factory and harbour, one that's in the prison courtyard, one outside of decon zone, one at the control centre. Evenly spread around the map, I'd say. You're going to see here, I can even trade off your starting pistol to get a really low tier weapon. You're not going to get anything else. I open the crate here, and then I go straight up to the buy station with a epic variant weapon, which is the purple one. Obviously, if you find the orange weapons, they're going to give you higher tier loot, and you're going to get more for it. So you're going to see on the trade sign, trading the 3-line rifle is going to give us a self-revive, a cluster strike, 500 cash, and then it's going to downgrade that weapon into a green variant DP27. You're trading off a better tier weapon for more utensils to use in the game. Killstreaks, self-revives, armor satchels, that kind of stuff. When you accept a trade, it is going to obviously do an animation where you're going to have to sit here for a couple of seconds. You've got to be a little bit careful. Depending on where you are, you could just easily get shot. I mean, I had this scenario here where I'm trading. Some guy comes around the corner, starts shooting me, and then you could just let go, deal with him, loot his stuff, and then just trade it. That's what's really good about these things. You could land in certain areas where you don't think anyone's going to be. You could start looting the chests around that area. Maybe get lucky, find a legendary magnum, that no one's going to pick up, or people will leave guns like that. Collect them all, run to the trade station, get an extra little bit of money and some early game kill streaks to get you going. There is also a nice little strategy that you can do if you guys don't know, that there's blueprints around the map. For example, in Bioweapons Lab, where you can find one of the key cards, there is actually a stoner in the tub. Who put the stoner in the tub? And this is a red legendary variant, the highest tier that you can get with all attachments on this gun. And you could take something like this, run straight to the trade station nearby, and then trade it in. And you do actually have a chance with trading in legendary weapons for it randomly to pop up with a specialist token like it did here. Now, it is random. I don't think it matters on the gun itself. I think it is completely random. If you pick up a legendary weapon and go to the trade station, it's going to randomize all of the items that you can get, and it's going to do that for every kind of weapon that you find off the floor. And you can get your loadout and trade it in if you really wanted to, if you really were desperate for kill streaks. But what you can do is, I'm actually got a loadout right now where my secondary weapon actually counts as a legendary weapon, so I could keep my SMG and I could just trade off my pistol to get the best loot that's going to drop out the weapon trade station. Stuff like a UAV. The loot you're going to get completely depends on the weapon's rarity. If you're going for a grey variant item, which is uncommon, you're going to get basically nothing. You're probably just going to get a weapon change. If you've got a green common weapon, you're going to get one item from the trade station and a downgraded weapon. You're always going to get the weapon downgraded from its current version. Green common's going to give you 1 item. Blue rare is going to give you 2 items. Epic's going to give you 3 items. And the legendary or the red blueprinted weapons are going to give you 4 items. And these do completely change every single time that you go up to them. Another thing to talk about is the fire sale in-game event. This does actually impact the kind of weapon that's going to be traded. Normally you would downsize from the weapon rarity that you've currently got. But when fire sale is on, you get a one-time offer to actually trade your current weapon rarity into one higher. You could have a purple variant MP40 and you could be trading it for a golden weapon. Whether that's going to be a good one or a bad one, you could pick that up and then trade it again for another kill streak, a bit more money, and have another shot at getting that extra loot. It's a one-time thing with the fire sale, so bear that in mind if it happens in game. Nice little addition been put into the game. I kind of actually love stuff like this. Reminds me of a battle royale game called The Culling. It just gives you another edge in team fights. You're going to see right here, coming into the late game now, teammate was in a bit of a trouble, ended up killing these 2 guys on a rooftop, picking up a couple of their weapons, going down, trading them off, getting a Dead Silence and a UAV to kind of help me push into the next fight, into the late game. It is a bit strategic, but it can definitely play off depending on the items that you're going to get. And the fact that you can get a specialist from this as well, more than worth definitely checking what you're going to get for trading in them orange items that you've either found in crates or you've looted off people. But guys, that is it. That's the weapon buy stations. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, and I will catch you a lot later when the next community challenge gets unlocked, which is going to be something new within Rebirth. See you a lot later.